to the Bushido gang. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Attack on Samurott, bringing you all another Pokemon discussion vid. So, in case you do not know, there was a huge Pokemon Direct that celebrated the 25th anniversary of Pokemon. And in that Direct, we got 3 games. Pokemon Snap 2, the Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes, and then this third mystery game called Pokemon Legends Arceus. So, for this vid, I'm going to be having this pretty big discussion, talking about everything that went on during this Direct. But I'm not doing it alone. I got my boy EvergladeGallade back again to help out with this discussion. So, Gallade, reintroduce yourself to the people.
Yes, sir. If you guys do not know, I'm EvergladeGallade, mostly a VGC YouTube channel, but I ended up on Attack on Samurott channel through some means, and we're here today talking about the new games that have been introduced in the Pokemon Direct, and I cannot be more excited. Literally, I finished all my work, all my schoolwork beforehand, so I could watch this Nintendo Direct or this Pokemon Direct. I was working at 6:30 in the morning, getting everything done, so I could sit down with a hot cup of hot chocolate to watch these new trailers, and I'm so excited to just talk about this today. So, Samurai, thanks for having me on.
Oh, you're welcome, man. You're welcome. Hey, how was that hot chocolate with that news we that got dropped?
Dude, it was fire. Let me tell you, guys, you do not know the secret to hot sauce or the secret to hot chocolate. All right, so what you do is you get a Swiss Miss hot chocolate pack, right? You get some milk, not too much because you want it to be concentrated. All right, so obviously you heat it up, you do the normal hot chocolate stuff, then you put some vanilla extract, you put a couple pinches of salt, and then you add some ground up cinnamon.
Salt. Okay, that's interesting.
It's I'm telling you, it might be weird, but it's good. It's spicy hot chocolate and it just hits just right. But you know what else hits just right? These new games that come around. Yes, sir.
Yep. So before we get started with this discussion, please make sure to leave a like and comment on the video, letting me know what was your favorite part of the Pokemon Direct. Also subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to reach my 400 subscriber goal. Also subscribe to Gallade as well. His link will be down in the description. So the first thing we're going to talk about is Pokemon Snap 2. Now, Pokemon Snap 2 is a pretty fan favorite game. Pokemon Snap the original. So with the sequel coming, we got a lot of people that played the original and are just like excited for this game. Graphically, it looks amazing. But another thing, it's not made by Game Freak. It's made by Bandai Namco. So they actually did a lot of the graphics, and I'm just gonna show you a couple of the screenshots here. So we have the one screenshot of the male character roaming around in the environment, and I gotta say that it looks really good. At least the character model actually looks pretty nice. What do you think, Gallade?
I mean, when I first saw this, I'm not gonna lie, there might have been some tears. This looked really good. I was super impressed by the graphics. I mean, it just blew me away. I think just the vibrancy of all the colors, especially with the environments, all the hues. If some screenshots of the tropical jungle, you have those luscious greens, and then you get screenshots of the sea, so you have all these really nice vibrant turquoises and these really great blue hues. So just the colors, the environments just blew me away. And I have not played the original Snap. I'm too young for that. I didn't get the whatever the heck system it came out on. 64. But I've seen some videos. 64, yeah. That's before my time. But I've seen some videos on Pokemon Snap, and it looks like a very cool game, just seeing all the Pokemon in their environment. And so, honestly, I think it's really amazing that Pokemon has revitalized the series and added a sequel to it, just because I know it's a fan favorite. I mean, almost anyone who's played the Pokemon Snap game will talk about how good Snap is. It's one of the spin-off games that has a really dedicated fan base. So it's really cool to see Snap really coming closer. And I think it's launching April 30th, right?
Yep, April 30th.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, so that's actually almost less than a month, or less than 2 months from now. So be hyped, get hyped, people. But yeah, the game looks very crisp. And you know, a lot of people when the first trailer initially dropped for this game, like people were just like, "Yo, why couldn't this be like Sword and Shield?"
Yeah, I know, right?
But yeah, another cool thing to note is that there are a lot of Pokemon that were actually cut that are actually in the game too. Like Swanna, for example, one of the cut Pokemon from Sword and Shield is in Pokemon Snap as well. So it's kind of cool how they include all those missing mons as well.
Yeah, and the environments that they do, in the environments that they put them in, it's just absolutely beautiful. And it is cool to see a lot of the cut Pokemon being put back into it. I mean, I'm just going through the trailer on YouTube and seeing Vivillon from Generation 6, the butterfly.
Yeah.
In a lush forest environment, it just looks absolutely beautiful, and it's just so cool to see these Pokemon in their natural habitats. That's what I think I'm going to really like about Snap, because with the main storyline Pokemon games, you just run in some grass and you encounter a Pokemon, and that's the environment.
Mm-hmm.
But in this, you know, you see Primarina just diving in and out of the water at dusk at a beach, or you see Toucannon on the top of a lush, redwood tree.
Mm-hmm. I think
or you see just Dodrio taking a nap just in the middle of the road for some reason. The environments are just so cool. And actually, it reminds me, the reason why I feel like I'm gonna like this game is because it kind of reminds me, this is gonna sound weird, but it kind of reminds me of Detective Pikachu, Pokemon Detective Pikachu the movie, just in the way that they brought the Pokemon to life in the movie, gave them all personality. And I think that's what this game is going to succeed in. It's not going to be a game in the sense that you're going to play, you're going to battle and whatnot, but it's going to be more of an experience, a visual experience, and being able to, look at some of your favorite Pokemon and seeing them in a new way and in a new light that, you haven't seen before. And that's where I think it's really going to do well.
Yeah, I agree. There's also some new mechanics in this game too. For example, the whole, for one thing, I don't know why, but I find the name of the region hilarious. The Lentil region.
Dude, I thought it was soup. I thought it was soup at first.
You thought it was like the utensil region?
Yeah. Uh-huh. I was like, what is this?
But going on to the mechanics, we do see that again on the website they kind of put some emphasis on the Meganium, with that whole what's it called, like the luminous Pokemon or something like that.
The Lumina orbs, I forget what they're called.
Well, that, but like specifically for Meganium, it showed it like glowing like a lot more than the luminous orbs. So I find like that interesting that they're putting some emphasis on whatever this luminous thing is. So maybe that has to do with Celebi too, because Celebi's also in the trailer too.
Honestly, I think the idea of the luminous orbs, the whole blue light around the Pokemon is really cool. Even though it is just a blue light, it adds really, to me, I like games that look pretty. Mm-hmm. So that's that really dynamic lighting into the mix, which just makes it look pretty. Just because you can have that blue light, and that blue light will make it so some parts of the Pokemon skin shine a little brighter. It just adds that really nice touch when you're going to be taking photos in this game that really bring the Pokemon to life and add just a lot of, I don't know how I would describe it other than a lot of pizzazz to the photos, a lot of just greatness to it.
Yeah, definitely. Don't really have too much else to say about Pokemon Snap. Again, I never.
It's literally just taking photos of Pokemon.
I never played the original game, but I did watch a couple Let's Plays of it in the past, and like Gallade said, the game does look really fun. Just like exploring traversing the whole area and just looking for different Pokemon to find. Like, also, it was kind of cool to see, the legendaries as well. Because in the original game, you get to see Moltres, Zapdos, and Articuno, but you had to interact with them in a certain way for them to show up. So I could see this happening as well in these new games. So we may see some more legendaries. So that'll be pretty sick.
Yeah, I think honestly the addition of new legendaries would make this really cool. I mean, Celebi's mythical, obviously, but I think there's a certain magic to seeing those Pokemon in the wild, seeing Celebi in the wild, just because those Pokemon are really special.
Mm-hmm.
So I imagine in the original games, I think you saw Moltres in a volcano. You had to do a certain something in order to spot it.
Right.
But seeing Moltres flying inside of that volcano is just, I remember seeing that in a video. It's just such a cool feeling. Just see Moltres set in that specific scene, and with Celebi in the, this kind of overgrown forest. There was this one, I forget the movie, but it was a Celebi movie that they did a while ago, and they kind of recreated a scene from that in which Celebi's in the lush forest. And I think it's just really cool, and I hope they add a lot more legendary Pokemon. Not too much maybe, but I think a good maybe 5 or 6 would be kind of nice in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. I can see them put like the Swords of Justice in there, maybe even what's it called? Yeah, the Swords of Justice and some other like smaller legendaries. So that'll be pretty cool to see. But yeah, again, not much else to say about these games, but I'm sure that the fans of these games will appreciate it. I don't know if I'll really purchase it. Maybe if there's like a what's it called? Can't think of the word. If the price drops, then maybe I'll get it.
If a sale, yeah. If a sale happens, I'm probably gonna pick it up regardless. I think it's gonna be one of those games that it's not gonna sell as well as the main games, obviously, but the people that do buy it, it's going to be, in my opinion, it's going to be incredibly well received, at least from what we've seen thus far.
Oh, definitely.
So I think it's going to be one of those games that, number one, if you've played the original Pokemon Snap, or if you have seen the original Pokemon Snap or looked at the trailer and thought this would be interesting. I mean, obviously I haven't played the game yet, no one has, so I can't say for sure, but I definitely scoop it up just because it definitely looks worth a while to pick it up. But yeah, that's really all I have to say on the game. I mean, it looks freaking fantastic. I love the environments. That's really much it when it comes to Pokemon Snap.
Definitely. So now after they dropped Pokemon Snap, well, actually, I guess we want to like take a quick step back. I thought it was very cool how at the beginning of the direct they showed off all of the stuff that is Pokemon, like the games, the trading cards, all the merchandise stuff. Like, I thought that was a very cool collection. Like, they showed everything.
Yeah, that was really cool to me that they showed everything. They showed the anime, they showed the manga, they showed the video games, and there was this one scene in there in 2014. They showed a scene from the Pokemon World Championships.
Yeah.
They showed a little scene from the finals of Sejun Park versus Judy Azarelli. You don't know Sejun Park? He won with Pachirisu, and they showed that clip of him winning the World Championships, and I'm like, that's my man. But that whole sequence of the 1996 to the 2019, I thought that was incredibly well edited and incredibly well done. But that thing went on for ages. I was sitting there drinking my chocolate. I'm like, all right, this is cool. And then they go to the next one, and it's the same dang thing. They just edit different clips. I'm like, all right, this is cool. And then they move on again. And I'm like, dude, 40 years from now, if they do that, I'm gonna be like, I'll be sitting there for hours. I'm like, it's crazy. But I will say though, that transition of showing all the anime, the manga, I mean, that honestly was really cool to me, because once they hit Gen 4, or once they got to the Gen 4 anime, and I saw that Infernape, that little Infernape clip, I remembered exactly what that was. Paul versus Ash in the Pokemon League, and I was like, yo, that's flames. I loved it.
But wait, did you notice like how they put more emphasis on Diamond and Pearl? Like the way how how the announcer said it was just like Diamond and Pearl, and I was just like, oh.
Mm-hmm. And then at the end, after they did the 2019, and then that one screen popped up, and it like flickered a little, and then it said 2006 to 2007. I'm like, oh my god! Oh, it's here! It's here!
Like, okay, you know what? Fine, we're talking about it. We're talking about the Diamond and Pearl remake. So let me just pull up the thing real quick. Pokemon. I need to find the website because I don't have it opened. Let me go to the website real quick. But yeah, oh man, there's so much. There's just so much to talk about with this game.
Yeah, I mean,
on
even
site.
before we talk about the game itself, I think it's just like a lot of people knew that we were getting this remake, and myself included. I was kind of going into this pretty much already knowing that we were probably going to be getting a remake of Sinnoh. But even then, just seeing that 2006 to 2007 just filled me with so much joy to see that, because I'm like, okay, this is legit.
Glade, you kind of cut out.
Because okay, all right, this might be a side tangent here, but Pokemon. I know there was all right. If Pokemon.
Wait, Glade, you kind of cut out before. I couldn't hear what you. It seems we're having some technical difficulties. Hold up. Let me just.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Wait, can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you now.
Oh shoot.
Glade, you good now? It seems like Glade just kind of, hold up, let me, because it's a remake, most of the time the remake also adds some elements from the third game. So again, they add elements, so like from Oras, they added elements from Emerald, from Heart Gold and Soul Silver, from Heart Gold and Soul Silver, they added elements from Crystal. I don't know if they added anything. You good?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, thank God. All right, we're back.
Okay, I was just talking about like the whole thing with Diamond and Pearl and the whole like third installment being added into these remakes, like how it is in every remake.
Bro, I would be so down for a platinum remake.
I mean, that's what I think these are. Like I was basically saying that the Diamond and Pearl games or these remakes are gonna add like platinum content, because if you saw in the beginning when they introduced the games, they show 1996 to 2009, which isn't right if they're trying to make it a Diamond and Pearl like exact remake, because then it would show 2007. But 2009 was when Platinum came out, so they have to have some Platinum content for this to be like a legit remake. Because if it's not a remake, then it's a remaster.
I mean, for me, I feel like it might be a remaster. I'm not gonna lie. From the trailer that we saw, it looks kind of eerily similar, except in the art style. That would be the only difference to me.
Right. Actually, the one thing that's really like mixed about this, because a lot of people were very mixed when this game was announced. Like, I mean, people still are. It's the art style of it, but yes, the art style. But people are actually pretty happy about the graphics. Like graphically, the game looks nice. It's pretty much like a nice mix between Sword and Shield and the Let's Go games. Which, by the way, the Let's Go games.
All right. Well, I mean, you can disagree. You can agree to disagree on this.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks a little bit like Let's Go. All right. So here's my opinion. All right. Don't go to my channel and don't hate bomb. But this is what I'm telling. This is what I think.
Okay.
So Diamond and Pearl remakes, the chibi art style is a weird decision to me. I don't particularly like the chibi art style, but I mean, I can vibe with it. It's alright, I guess. It's just not my thing. I would prefer more of a 3D art style. But if they wanted to return to the more 2D, off the top of my head, I don't think how else they could do it. So I guess chibi does work for the purpose there. However, chibi, I feel like a lot of people that play the Pokemon games that went into the Diamond and Pearl remakes, I feel like would be kind of turned away from the chibi art style. So I feel like you're kind of turning off a lot of your fan base away from the Diamond and Pearl remakes just based off of the art style alone. And in my opinion, alright, this is my opinion, to me, it doesn't look as polished as I thought it should be. I think I can vibe with the chibi art style. An example of this would be Link's Awakening.
Right.
Yeah. I really like that art style. It's like they took chibi and sort of clay-ish art style and kind of mixed them together, and it looks phenomenal. I absolutely love it. But this, to me, the Diamond and Pearl remix, it looks kind of... It looks like a worse Link's Awakening to me. It almost looks like a mobile or a 3DS game. However, that's just the overworld. When we get to the battling, it looks different. I think the battling looks pretty good. I wouldn't say it's a direct upgrade from Sword and Shield. However, I do think it's at least on par to what we saw in Sword and Shield. So I do like the battling, and that in the trailer they showed that Porygon Z Hyper Beam animation. And I was just like, cool, that's pretty good. So I think for me it's a bit of both. For me, I don't really like the art style, but I feel like it definitely will grow on me after a while, just because the more I think about it, the more it does make sense for it to be chibi themed, just at least in terms of art style, because I feel like they wanted to go to 2D, because a lot of people have been complaining that Pokemon in 3D don't really mix all that well, especially when it comes to the main series Pokemon games. So maybe Game Freak thought, all right, we'll take a step back and try 2D again. And so when it comes to a 2D art style, but more trying to modernize it, off the top of my head, I don't exactly know what I would do, so I can't exactly fault them for going for the chibi art style. And that's one of those things where the more I look at it, the more I can see, all right, fine, I guess I'll be okay with this. But at the same time, it does look like a mobile game to me, which I'm a little bit kind of iffy on. However, like I said, the battling, it does look fairly good. Those are kind of my thoughts on at least the art style of the game.
Oh, I was trying to get the trailer up, but it's not actually loading for me for some reason. Okay, can it just...
Bro,
oh, there we go. Wait a minute.
It's like the screen. Everything's not loading.
Wait, no, it's loading now. For me, let me just turn off the music because I'm not trying to show anything, or not.
The lag was a little bit annoying, but well, Aos, what do you think about the DPP remix? Because I feel like you're a huge fan of these.
I mean, I kind of already. I mean, I was kind of like going into a tangent when I was talking about them, but well, for one, I was also trying to get the trailer to work, but it wasn't working for me. It just kept lagging. While I was trying to actually, like, you know, talk about the 3D battle background and everything. So I'm just gonna restate my point. I don't mind the art style. Again, coming from a Gen 4 fan since the original games, or from the original games, like, I don't mind the art style. In fact, I was actually playing through the original 3, Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, and, you know, just like looking, I guess, comparing both of them, like, it is very direct. It is very, very direct to how the original is and how this remake is. Again, I think the style is nice. It's very cute. Again, very, very direct and very faithful to the original games. I think I like that faithfulness to the games. Like that, I like that very much. Again, sorry, my thoughts are kind of like a little off right now because I was trying to get the trailer to work and it didn't work. So,
yeah, I will say though that if, you know, it is faithful to the original game, and honestly, if they can pull that off, I will really like it, because the nostalgia value will be there, because I remember so many nights of just staying up late as a kid playing Diamond and just having so much fun. I remember spending so much time grinding in Eterna Forest and getting so scared. I remember even when I was in my early teens, actually, probably when I was 13, I replayed Diamond, and I remember facing Cynthia, and I was scared. Like, I was shook. And if they can recreate that, it's gonna be really good. That's all I'm gonna say, because that's like the one good thing, or that's one of the really good things about this game, is that you know, if they can accurately recreate the experience, and, you know, they're staying close to the original source material, so it makes it a little bit easier to do that. It's going to make the experience so much better, just because, you know, you'll look back on this game and you'll be playing, you're like, oh, I remember when I did that, or I remember this,
right?
Oh, I remember that. And it's those connections. And especially for me, like, I played this game in my childhood. Pokemon's my childhood, so, you know, going back and exploring those, you know, those places again, and just, I mean, I might play this game and I might remember stuff that, you know, I might not have remembered for years, and all of a sudden I get this sudden memory of just me playing this game at a certain date, and bumping into this one item or bumping into this one area I didn't know existed. Those sort of things, that if they stay true to the source material, it's going to be absolutely incredible. I don't know if you guys remember this, but there is this one little factory in Diamond and Pearl, and
Nope.
I don't exactly know how to describe it, but the best way I can explain it is, the one part in the game where there's those windmills?
Oh, you want me to say it? Yeah, I mean, I know that. Yeah, the Valley Windworks.
Yeah, Valley Windworks. So right up the road from Valley Windworks, there's like a bunch of mountains and trainers, but somewhere along that, there's this waterway that you can take. And I went down the waterway as a kid, just out of curiosity, and I ended up going to this one place. It was this kind of remote-ish area, and there was a factory in there.
The Fuego Ironworks.
Yeah. Fuego Ironworks, and I'm like, wait, I never knew this existed. So when I replay that, it's gonna be so cool to see that. And so I'm really excited for the Diamond and Pearl remix in that aspect. And like I said, the more I'm thinking about it, the art style does make sense. So I think I said that it will grow on me, and it's already grown me as I'm talking about this. So honestly, I am very excited, I must say.
Yeah. Just to add on, I guess to add on to like the competitiveness of this game, like, or just competitive in general, like how this will be handled. I wonder if Sword and Shield will still be like the main meta, even while the Diamond and Pearl remake comes out, or even when the Diamond and Pearl remake is out, or if these games will be the new competitive scene until Gen 9 comes out. Because I think that's the very like interesting point to note here, like what's gonna happen with the competitive scene.
I think DPP, the remakes will definitely, I feel like they'll become the new competitive scene, just because with Auras they were remakes and they became a competitive scene.
Well, but wait, but there's still more to discuss. Like, we don't know if Dynamax will be in these games. And
yeah, but like, let's be honest, bro. Like, I'm just hoping that these are the competitive games. I don't want to play with Dynamax right now, because in VGC we gotta deal with Dynamax, Xerneas, and all that. I'm not about that.
That's another thing. Like, I think Game Freak is starting to realize that Dynamax was a bad idea. So maybe this might be their way of like falling back. So they're probably falling back on the whole remake path. So if these games are the new competitive, are going to be the new competitive scene, then it's going to be vastly different. Like, especially for the single players, because in case you don't know, for you people out there, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, those games were the start of competitive. Like, all these old
Pretty
YouTube
much,
channels, like, again, people like Maryland, people like Shofu, like
God,
people
yeah.
like man, I could go even further back. but those guys, they all started with this game. And from a competitive standpoint, that's pretty big, because in Gen 4 there was no team preview. So with a generation like this with no team preview, the metagame's going to be vastly different from what it once was, because Gen 4, from my own experience, DPP OU is a very, very aggressive metagame, because you have a lot of because I mean, there's some teams that have like setup sweepers in the back and like setters in the front to set up rocks and hazards and all that, and just kind of like weaken your opponent's team. And then you could just sweep in the back with your SD Lucario or your Dragon Dancing Gyarados. So with team preview being gone, now you can kind of see what team your opponents can be having. And there's another thing. There's so much to talk about. Like,
in terms of competitive, there's so much.
I know, like, it's an interesting thing to discuss, but I know we don't have enough time to really talk about all of that. So I'll probably have to make a separate vid on the competitiveness of the Diamond and Pearl remakes. But I guess for now we can move on to to Legends, or do you still want to talk about these games?
I want to add a little bit more to the Diamond and Pearl. For the competitive, this is my predictions. No Dynamax in my opinion, because I feel like you said, I feel like Game Freak realized that maybe Dynamax wasn't the best idea, and because it seems like the games are trying to stay true to their original source, it seems really contradictory to then introduce Dynamax, which probably would turn away
Exactly.
a lot of Gen 4 fans.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the competitive metagames will be played on the Diamond and Pearl system, just kind of like they did with the ORS remakes. And I think, well, obviously there will be team preview, but one thing I'm saying is Staraptor comes back, I will be using him. And okay, let's put it this way: if the VGC World Championships comes back, you will see my name on the leaderboard in the top 8 at the World Championships with a Staraptor, because that is one of the best Pokemon, and I will take it to whatever heights. I don't care if I have to go Choice Scarf Final Gambit. I will do whatever it takes. That's all I'm saying. We can move on.
All right, you heard it first, people. Gallade is gonna take Staraptor to VGC. You're gonna go top 8 with it. I love to see that. All right, so the mystery game, Pokemon Legends Arceus. Also, by the way,
All right,
I may have
we
to
can move on to the final announcement.
Oh wait, I just want to make a quick point. I'm probably gonna have to edit out me trying to find that, or trying to open up the trailer, because I may have cut out whatever Gallade was saying. So I do apologize, Gallade. So I'm just gonna cut out whatever I did earlier. Oh wait, can you still hear me? Gallade?
It's all good.
Oh, okay. All right. So Legends Arceus. Oh boy.
Yeah, we're good. My bad.
Okay. But yeah, this game is gonna be something incredible. This is something that a lot of fans have been wanting for a very, very long time. They've been wanting it even more since Breath of the Wild. Since Breath of the Wild came out, almost 5 years ago, which is crazy, actually.
I know. Wait, almost 5 years?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I feel old now. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah. These games are well, actually 4, not 5, but it feels like it's 5. But yeah. Pokemon Legends Arceus is supposed to be a game that takes place in the olden Sinnoh. So, to be more exact, we'd probably say somewhere, I guess, like in relations to the real world, it will be somewhere in the feudal Japan era. So, I guess that will be, from our perspective, about like over 100 years ago. So this story involves the character completing, or actually making, a Pokemon Dex, or a Pokemon Dex. Wow. Making the first Sinnoh Dex. So the goal seems pretty simple. Catch all the Pokemon and just record all of them. So the one thing that's interesting here is the battles. For the battles, they'll be seamless, so they kind of just happen. And also another thing that's really cool is that the character themselves, not only they're commanding the Pokemon, but they also have a dodge roll. So that means that the character may end up getting attacked by the Pokemon. So that is pretty significant in having that dodge roll, because that's something that Pokemon has never really tackled before, like having the character actually be more mobile. I think that's very fascinating.
I didn't even think about that. The character might actually have to dodge attacks.
Yeah.
I mean, so the premise of this game, it's like Breath of the Wild, this open world that fans have been wanting for so long. And God, when I saw this, I could not believe my eyes. I mean, I was expecting Diamond and Pearl remakes, and when we got new information about Snap, I was like, all right, that's cool. And then, after the DPP remix faded away, there was this screen that said, and now there comes a new era. And I was thinking, oh, all right, it's just going to be this little extra CGI cutscene of the legendaries from like Dialga and Palkia, and then all of a sudden it opens up kind of just similar to Breath of the Wild, with your character walking in this huge open world, and then your character does almost like a front flip, and then like they throw a Pokeball at a Shanks. I mean, and you're running around in this huge expansive world, and I'm like, this looks amazing. My parents weren't home, so I was going wild. I was running around the house, I was screaming. I'm like, they did it. They did it.
They did it. Yes, indeed.
Open world Pokemon. And honestly, this is actually really cool, because I feel like this game is going to cater towards more of the adult Pokemon audience, which I'm really happy for. I mean, you could say that Diamond and Pearl are, Pokemon's an E for everyone, so like everyone can enjoy it. But Pokemon, like Pokemon Sword and Shield, it sort of has that kiddish art style to it, cartoony, while Pokemon Legends, it has more of a mature looking, like honestly like a Breath of the Wild. And a lot of the people that played Breath of the Wild are older Zelda fans, and so you're getting a lot of the older Pokemon audience to this game, and it worked. When this game got announced, I checked chat was going wild. It was insane. I was flipping out, chat was flipping out, everyone was flipping out. I had teachers at my school that were flipping out. Like, everyone was flipping out, man. Like, everyone wanted this.
Yeah, this is what the people wanted. Like, well, I guess going back to the remakes as well. Like, I think we need to tackle the whole thing with people being upset about the remakes too, because people expected this. They expected Pokemon Legends
really
to be the remake, but instead, we got the chibi style, which, again, in my opinion, isn't a bad thing. I think it's still fine regardless. Like, I guess it does, cater to your own preference. Like, if you prefer the chibi, like if you prefer something more mature and something more, more open world, then this game is it. But if you still, hold up, I didn't get that right. I was trying to go somewhere with it, but I didn't exactly get my point.
I like what Pokemon's doing though. Basically, what they're doing is they're saying, hey, we have Diamond and Pearl remakes, and that's catering towards this audience. If this group of people likes a chibi, more cutesy art style, we got you. But for the fans that want a more realistic open world Pokemon game, we got you, Pokemon Legends. So it's really cool to see Pokemon saying, all right, well, because if they make Diamond and Pearl remakes, if they just do one Diamond and Pearl remakes game, you're gonna have people that are going to be mad because A, it wasn't cutesy, or A, it wasn't more realistic. So by doing both games, you're kind of covering both sides, and also gives two different experiences.
Another thing to add, didn't mean to cut you off, Galade, but like another thing to add is that it's two Sinnoh games. Like, that's pretty significant. It's two Sinnoh games, one being a pre-make and one being a remake. With this being a pre-make, there's a lot more ground that they can cover in this game. We can finally learn more about the history of Sinnoh. And personally, I find the history of Sinnoh very engaging, because you get to learn about the mythology behind Dialga, Palkia, Giratina, and even Arceus. So we get to learn something about that and how, what's Arceus's main role. Like, we know what's the god of Pokemon, but what does it really do? Like, yeah, exactly. For one,
yeah, go ahead.
But for one thing, this is the first time that Arceus has actually gotten a role. I mean, if we want to be more, what's the word? I can't think of it. But if you want to be, more direct, you could say that it had a role in the Pokemon movie, but that's not canon or something like that. But basically, Arceus has his own game. Like, that's something that people have been wanting for a long time. So I'm very curious about what Arceus has to do here in this game. But yeah. To add on, graphically, I think the game looks really actually looks pretty good. Granted, there's a lot of cleaning up they have to do.
For
For
sure.
example, like the grass looks terrible in one shot, like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
shot with
The
the
grass
piplup.
really does look bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like it looks good from maybe one angle, and then they switch to another angle, and you're like, oof.
Yeah.
You're like,
Like
nah, it's not it.
yeah, like some grass textures look pretty good. Like for example, in the first shot when they showed the female character like, dodge rolling into the grass, I thought that was smooth. That's some
Yeah,
very
the
smooth
grass was
grass.
smooth there. I
Yeah.
liked it.
Um but then, there's just like other spots that just need to be touched up. Granted, I'm actually really glad that they have a year to actually work on this, so we don't have
Yeah,
to have
so
a
am I.
rush game. Yeah.
Because there are things they need to work on. I'll get to that in a bit. I want to talk about like the fact that Arceus. I know you covered this, but Arceus has its own game, and the thing with Gen 4 is I love the Gen 4 mythology.
Mhm.
I think that's how it is. There was a library there that you had to meet up with all the characters.
Yeah.
But I chose to go and read some of the books in the library, and that gave a little bit of lore to the Sinnoh region and the legendaries. Not a whole lot, but a little bit, enough to keep me engaged and curious about it. And Arceus has always been, I mean, it is the god of Pokemon. I mean, it is the god. It created apparently everything, but yet we know so little about it.
Exactly.
And so I feel like this game, even if it doesn't explain much, the fact that Arceus gets its own game is just amazing because Pokemon hasn't really recognized Arceus all that much. Hell, even in Gen 4, it really didn't. You couldn't even catch it really unless you use some like hacking device.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah, so really they didn't give it justice, and in this game, hopefully they're gonna give it justice. I mean, I don't know how Arceus is gonna incorporate into the story, but I'm really excited to see how they incorporate Arceus into the story. I think it's gonna give Arceus a background. It's going to make it a Pokemon which I feel like people are going to like Arceus a lot more after this game, just because it's not this one mysterious Pokemon. We actually now know a little bit about it, and it's gonna have some character behind it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's.
But as far as the, yeah, for
No,
real.
go ahead. Go ahead.
But as far as the, actually no, you go ahead because I was gonna change the subject a bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like, I am very curious about what Arceus will do in these games. Like, how. Well, actually, the world in general. Like it feels like it's such a different Sinnoh. Like they said it specifically. Like, it's not the Sinnoh you remember. So, I'm just really kind of curious about like what did Arceus do to this world, or is this, or like, even though this is a Sinnoh in the past, like, is there still going to be some connection to the Sinnoh that we still know of? Like, going back to the beginning of the trailer when it showed that town area, that town kind of reminded me of Celestion Town, or even Celestic Town in the original games. So, because in Celestion Town,
Okay.
in Celestion Town, it's like this narrow path that you go
Honestly,
through.
I just want to see how they do.
Gallade. Like I was gonna say, the this path right here, is reminiscent of Celestion Town, which is basically just like this town with some other little houses around, and also there's ruins there as well. But this is just like a straight cut through path. Now I know that they said in the trailer that this is meant to be.
Celestion Town again?
Wait, what?
I feel like I'm
Oh wait, no, you kind of like cut out again before.
Alright, so basically these games, the Legend games, they look really good, but they look really good, although in the trailer, I don't know if you watched this live, but in the trailer, the lag and the performance issues were really bad.
Oh.
The game looked really good, but it wasn't the stream lag, it was the actual gameplay itself.
Mm-hmm.
Everything, the Dawn would be, I'm assuming it's Dawn, I'm assuming the characters are Dawn and Lucas, but Dawn would be moving around in the game, and everything would look smooth, and then there would be a chain link just kind of floating along,
Mm-hmm.
and it's, floating is supposed to be a smooth movement, but it was such a, I don't know how to say, juttery movement. It was just stuttering all over the place, and it wasn't a very smooth movement. And Shanks, when Dawn was catching Shanks, it almost felt like when she tossed the Pokeball, Shanks kind of shifted to the side, and then it was caught in the Pokeball through some means. And sometimes the frame rates aren't the best, and it seems to be not the stream lag, it seems to be the game itself. So I feel like they need to optimize it a bit, but it's nothing major, but it's definitely noticeable, to which I don't want to have a situation like Sword and Shield when you go online in the wild area, you get around 15 frames per second. I wanted, and hopefully with the extra year they can polish that and work on the performance issues. But like, it's nothing too major to which I wouldn't pick it up because of it, because I do think they can fix it within that amount of time. It's nothing too serious, although it is something to take notice of, that they put a trailer out there, and it is still, they put a laggy trailer out there. So I think it's just interesting to note. But I think everything for the most part looks pretty good performance wise, other than a few of those hiccups.
Yeah, I agree. They just need to touch up on the frame rate, and they need to touch up on the graphics as well, and it can actually be a really good game. Like, I don't know why, but I guess in comparison to the Breath of the Wild trailer, like when the first one dropped back in, I think 2016, when that one first dropped, I don't think there were any like performance issues there. So I don't know, I guess like in comparison it's pretty interesting how I guess like the Legend of Zelda team were able to function with it well, or able to optimize the game well there, but here Pokemon's just having some issues here. But I do think they can clean these up, and they can make these like very polished games with this 1 year that they have to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
To be honest,
I definitely agree.
There's a chance that they might have to delay the game. There's a chance, because a game like,
I hope so.
Yeah, like
if they need it.
Like a game like this, it's just so big, that I feel like 1 year isn't enough to do it. Like I think they may need maybe another year, or like another year and a half to really like polish this out.
Yeah, if they take time to, if they actually do need time to work on it, and it's not a main series game, so I don't think the deadlines are going to be as strict as normally the main series are. So I think they definitely do have some leeway there, hopefully a little bit. But another thing I did want to talk about is the combat. I don't know if you've mentioned this already, but the combat looks pretty different from what we're used to in a typical Pokemon game, especially with the whole open world environment.
Yeah, it's like, it's not, I don't know if you'd really say it's turn-based like it is, like it has been for, the past, or since the beginning. Like, it's more, actually, I like how direct it is now. Like, you can actually you actually see the Pokemon like run up and attack the other Pokemon, and then they also move back as well. This is kind of reminiscent of what they used to do in the Pokemon Battle Revolution games, where the Pokemon would walk
Battle
up
Revolution was amazing.
Yeah. Like the animation was good back then too, and had the Pokemon actually like move and attack the other Pokemon. But there is some like weird stuff here, like in one clip, or in this in the clip with the Gallade, the Garchomp actually like slid and attacked the Gallade. I think that was very, very weird. Like, it's kind of like a slide. It didn't really move.
Yeah, I will say for the most part, the animation is pretty clean when it comes to the battling. It reminds me of, like you said, Battle Revolution, but it's basically like if they took a mix of Battle Revolution and Pokken Tournament, but just turn-based.
Yeah.
Because there was a screen, they showed it for I think a couple of seconds, where you still had to select one of 4 moves from your Pokemon. So I actually like this. They're modernizing the battle formula, but they're still keeping the basics of it the same, which I think is really good, because Pokemon doesn't need to overhaul their formula, but I think some modern changes are I think they do need to take some modern changes to, I mean, it sounds weird, but to help modernize the Pokemon games, and I think this is definitely a step in the right direction. Even though it's turn-based combat, it looks and it plays sort of like a Pokken tournament or like or a Smash Bros. And I think that's going to attract a lot of people's attention just because it's still turn-based, so you're going to keep the people that like the turn-based combat in Pokemon happy, which is a lot of people. But the people that want some more, I guess, fighting or some more of that like Pokken tournament-esque style, you're also going to keep them very happy as well. So I think it's a nice mix of both. And honestly, I think, at least from how the trailer presented it, I don't think I would personally change anything from what we've seen. I think it's pretty spot on of how I would have liked to see it being done.
I can agree with that. So I guess one more thing to touch on is the new starters for this game. So it's not the Sinnoh starters, your typical Chimchar, Turtwig, and Piplup. Nope, we got Rowlet, Cyndaquil, and Oshawott. Now when these three were revealed, like, it shocked everybody. They were just like, what?
Like, wait, Samurott. Let me guess. Obviously, Oshawott.
Oh, bro, you know.
Dude, I'm a psychic. Oh my god, call me Alakazam up in this house.
when I saw Oshawott, I was just like, oh, they really did that. They brought my boy back. Okay, I was happy to see Oshawott. But I think it's very, very interesting why they chose these three. There's been a couple like speculating going around that these three represent, like the feudal, the things, or I guess like the tools or like warriors that were in the feudal Japan era. So you had the archer, you had the blacksmith slash, I guess gunpowder, and then you have the warrior. So, Rowlet being the archer, Cyndaquil being the fireworks, and then Oshawott being the warrior. So I find that very, very unique, that they're doing this based off of that kind of theme. So, it'll be very cool to see how this will be played out. Like, I wonder, like, what, if they're gonna make something different with these starters. Like, are they gonna have some kind of, like, oh, wait, what?
Yeah, because they basically, I feel like Pokemon, they can't just say, all right, here are your three starters, choose one, and give no further explanation. If you're going to give us Cyndaquil, if you're going to give us Rowlet, and you're going to give us Oshawott, there has to be some explanation or some lore as to why. You know what I mean? Maybe it could be like, all right, let's say I choose Oshawott, and I'm a part of a samurai clan, and let's say my rival, or even if we have a rival, chooses Rowlet, and so they join this archer clan or whatever, that could be something that could tie in. So I think it's very interesting that they picked these three. Personally, I'm gonna choose Rowlet. I'm sorry, Samurai, but honestly, the Oshawott model to me just does not look right. It's the lighting. The lighting of the Oshawott model just, it's a little bit off-putting. I still love my boy Oshawott. Gen 5 anime, he's the GOAT.
Facts.
But Rowlet, I have never used Rowlet before, and honestly, I feel like with an open world Pokemon game, and having the Pokemon move around, having Decidueye, this kind of quick and agile archer in the game, would be really cool, because it would kind of be like Pokemon DX, and I'm kind of excited to see that. But also Samurott, though, imagine if like Samurott takes out his blade and like slashes the enemy and then returns to kind of your side. Like, that would be
that would be
it'd be amazing.
Fire. You know what? I actually liked your point about the whole clan thing. Because again, like,
they might do that.
Yeah, like in feudal Japan, I think they did have like some kind of clan wars going on. I mean, there was war during that time period as well. I forgot the name of the war. I actually was watching another PokeTuber that was talking about like the whole history factor in this game, and he was talking about the feudal Japan like era, or I guess like discussing what kind of era this game could be in. I forgot his name. I think it was I can't remember his name, but he was basically talking about that. But yeah, I could see there being some kind of war in this game,
Yeah, I mean, this game it's taking inspiration from feudal Japan, and actually right now in my history class we're talking about feudal Japan.
Oh.
Yeah.
The time is perfect.
Yeah, I know, exactly. Time is perfect. And also, there's this one game that came out for the DS in I think 2011 or something. It's called Pokemon Conquest. And for those of you who don't know, it's basically if you took Fire Emblem and Pokemon and put them together, but also added elements of feudal Japan. So Japan, basically, the feudal Japan is basically you. Before Japan was united and unified as one, there were all these separate warring states that were all fighting for power and control. So we could potentially see something like that in this game with, maybe each of the starters representing a clan. And actually, I didn't even think of the whole clan idea until you you said about the whole blacksmith, archer, and samurai. Those three categories could become their own clans. Because I actually think that would be a really interesting take. Because I feel like with an open world game, games, you kind of lose a little bit of the story. So I feel like tying the starters into the story would be a really nice way to just bring everything together for the story, since the story, who you choose impacts how the story plays out. I think that would kind of be pretty cool. I don't know if they'll do it, but if they do it, I'd be very happy, because Archer Clan is gonna come through.
The Samurai Clan gonna go wild. I already feel it.
I don't know, man. Like archers, we got the range on our side.
That is true. But Oshawott, got that scout chop.
True.
Yeah.
And also get that priority aqua jet though. Can't forget about that.
Yes.
Dude, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. But I do find it very odd that they're like all three of them are from different regions. Again, we got the Alola, Johto, and Unova. So I wonder who this professor is that brought these Pokemon here. Because it said like it was in the trailer they said it was from a certain professor. So when they use words like certain, I feel like it has to mean it's somebody that we know.
Yeah, it has to be someone that we already know. 100%.
But who could be around that time period? I would I know when I saw the trailer, I thought maybe we'd see Rowan. I think that would be very cool to see Rowan, but I don't know if Rowan would really make sense in this time period.
Dude, do you remember the Alola games? The Alolan Professor Oak.
Yeah.
Imagine that boy just shows up. No, it wouldn't be Oak. I don't even know who would be. Like maybe Elm. No.
No, Elm is way too young.
It had to be Rowan. It had to be Rowan though. But Rowan, this is before Rowan.
Yeah. So it wouldn't be Oak. It wouldn't be Rowan. It can't be the Gen 4, Gen 5, or Gen 6 professors. With that, I mean Gen 5, Gen 6, and Gen 7 professors. It could be the Gen 8 one, but I don't know if she's old enough to be in the feudal era.
Bro,
and I don't think it would make sense either for her to be here.
Sonya or Magnolia?
Magnolia.
Bro, honestly, Magnolia, as far as professors go, easy F tier. It's so forgettable. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, no, just get out. No.
Well, we'll find out who this professor is once they give more details. I guess it's
probably gonna be a new professor, maybe.
Yeah, I think so too. I definitely think it will be. Maybe it won't be a professor. Oh, well, no, never mind. It is a professor. What am I saying? It says it right there. I was trying to be like more in depth with it, but but I guess to end it off, we could finish talking about the characters themselves. I like the designs a lot.
Dude, the designs are amazing. You know what it reminds me of? I literally just remember this. The Shadow Triad from Black and White 2.
That's an interesting take.
It is the take of the century, my friend.
I like that.
Shadow Triad, I'm telling you, it's because it literally looks like, it's feudal Japan, so it makes sense that they had ninjas. It's like, all right, here's Dawn, and why don't we hand Dawn a ninja costume? And now she can do a front flip. Dude, take my money, man. That's genius.
Yeah, when I saw that front flip, I flipped.
Exactly, so did I. I was jumping out of my chair. I'm like, wait. I'm like, because this is sending so many messages. I'm like, number one, it's like Breath of the Wild. Number two, like Metal Gear Solid or like something like that. I'm like, what is happening here?
Yeah, there's just so much going on. What I like about their designs, though, again, with it being like all ninja-esque, well, the Dawn like character looks more like I was gonna say a shinobi. I feel like she's more
Yeah,
like a
exactly.
shinobi
That's what I
design.
was thinking of.
She has that more shinobi looking design. While the Lucas character, looks more like ninja-esque. Um, I'm very curious about this like little symbol that's on their right shoulder, or on their
Bro,
right
I'm telling you,
shoulders.
it's the
Yeah, on the
clan.
shoulders right there. Um, a lot of people have been looking at this, and apparently, it might it might have something to do with Team Galactic.
I literally just looked at it. I'm like, wait a second, that's yellow, and it kind of looks like the Team Galactic symbol. I didn't even notice that before.
Yeah. Um, that that could mean a lot of things.
To me, it doesn't make sense that they were to have Team Galactic in this game. I feel like I feel like there is going to be an evil team, or and maybe like a rival team, but I don't think Team Galactic makes sense unless we get a feudal Japan take on Team Galactic.
Or
Because you imagine their, I mean, they got to get rid of the haircuts. They got to get rid of the haircuts. Get those things out of there, because it literally looks like Play-Doh. You get that out of there. Get something else in there. But I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to a Team Galactic feudal Japan take. But I'm feeling like it. And the symbol on their shirts does look like it's Team Galactic though. So you do bring up a good point.
Well, I mean, this point has been speculated for a while, but there's also another take that that you're free to accept. It's the take that Cyrus might have made a new Sinnoh.
Wait, I actually like that. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, Cyrus.
I like that idea.
Cyrus might have made a new Sinnoh, and could mean that the character, while they're trying to complete the whole Pokédex, maybe they run into Arceus, and then Arceus kind of reveals the truth or something like that. I don't know, but it's
I kind of want that to happen.
Yeah, that would be insane. that would completely change the whole dynamic of these games, or just of this series in general. Like, I do think the
series,
Pokemon
100%.
like I do think the Pokemon Legends series is gonna be like a legit series. I mean, they said it's gonna be a part of the main series.
Because it said Pokemon, it said in the trailer Pokemon Legend, and then below it said Arceus. But it seemed like the Pokemon Legend logo seemed it didn't seem too special. It seemed more generic. I mean, the Arceus was the part of the logo that was special. I feel like that logo was kind of meant to be specialized. I mean, we could see additional generations. Although, I think honestly we could get more Legend games, and Legends might not even be, always have to be prequels. Imagine sequels to a region. I mean, that would be really cool.
That would be sick.
I wouldn't be opposed to that series at all. But kind of wrapping this up, Pokemon released a lot of news. Number one, well, they started off with Pokemon Snap, which we already knew about Pokemon Snap, but a lot of people are excited for that, and it's always good to get a little bit more information about the game because they put it in the Pokemon Direct. We know that they're working on it, and something bad hasn't happened to it, so we can. And they said it's releasing on April 30th, so get ready, get your wallets ready, get your cameras ready, because that game is going to be hype. I'm telling you, I'm gonna be getting that game. And then we got the Diamond and Pearl remakes, and honestly, this whole conversation has made me want to get made me more excited for Diamond and Pearl remakes themselves. I'm not gonna lie.
To be honest, it makes me want to play the games again.
Exactly. I'm like, dude, I'm sitting here. I'm like, man, okay. As much fun as it is doing this recording, doing this episode, I could be playing DPP remakes right now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of excited for those. So we got the DPP remakes as well. A lot of information on that, and just everything about that. And then the Pokemon Legends game, which literally just the entire community was just shook. So much news came out, and we cannot forget Pokemon Cafe Mix update. That's the best thing that happened. No lie.
Yeah, that free, like, how much was it? Like 250 or something like that.
Yeah, like 2,500 acorns.
Jeez, that's a lot of acorns.
Why acorns, bro? Like, real talk.
Maybe that's the currency in the game. Who knows? But yeah.
I guess.
But yeah, like this made me happy. This made me happy. I came into that direct with low expectations. I expected
Same
nothing
here.
but the bare minimum. I expected a Pokemon Unite thing, and they would talk about it for like 5 to 10 minutes. I expected Pokemon Snap. I also expected maybe they would drop a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game. I expected that. I thought that would have been pretty cool. That might have been like the only cool thing. But no, they broke that. They broke that expectation. I mean, I guess you could say the DPP remake was like, you know, guaranteed. But again, I didn't really believe it, but now I believe it.
I mean, it wasn't. I mean, a lot of people thought it was gonna happen, but it wasn't exactly guaranteed. So number one, we got DPP remakes. We got more information on Pokemon Snap and Pokemon Legends. It's a good day to be a Pokemon fan. The more I think about this, the more hyped I am for these games.
It's a good day to be a Gen 4 fan.
I know, for real.
Yeah. But I know we talked so much about this.
Yeah, a lot.
But I hope you guys did enjoy our discussion on this direct. If you guys did, again, please make sure to leave a like and comment on the video, letting me know what you thought was your favorite point from this direct. Again, I've listed so many and I still have more to talk about, so I'll probably do a separate vid as well, talking about some other stuff too about these games, and Glade most likely will as well. So again, check out his content, definitely. And yeah, anything else you want to say, Glade, before we end off?
Bro, like I said earlier, once DPP remix come out, stay tuned. World Championships, Staraptor. All right, get ready. DPP remix, it's gonna happen. Also, Pokemon Legends is gonna be hype. So just a lot of news happened. Just wait, guys. Just wait. A lot of stuff is coming out. Be prepared. Get your wallets ready. It's gonna be amazing. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yep. All right, guys. Be safe. Wash your hands, and I will see you for some more Pokemon. I guess Diamond and Pearl remake / Legend discussion vids, because I'm gonna do a lot of these this year.
All right. It's a pleasure to be on here. Thank you again, Samurai.
Yep, definitely. And again, that's it. Be safe, wash your hands, and peace out, everybody.
See ya.